How's it going, everyone? My name is Ariel, and I finally have CX. My shipment came in from Bays and Bricks just this morning. I have the first 3 releases, in addition to the blue CX launcher grip, which I have already put a launcher in my Bay Battle Pass on. I'm not doing an unboxing for that, but I've got the bays here, starting with the first release, Dran Brave. This is the attack type release, of course, and the one that I've been most anxious to try out. So looking at the package immediately, you can see the difference with the UX and the BX releases. It's got the white background with the hot pink, magenta-ish designs here that have the name, the CX-01, Dran Brave S660V. Got the CX logo in the bottom there. And here it shows the blade that is now separated into 3 different parts, which we will get into later. If you're watching this video, you probably already know, but I'm just going to go over it just in case. On the back, we have one of the main protagonists of the series and the owner of Dran Brave. We have Exu, also known as Jackson, or Common X, Blader X, however you want to say it. This is a right spin attack type from the CX line. And here are the different parts. This is the blade, which again separates into 3 separate pieces for even more customization. And here we have the brand new ratchet 660. This is the introduction of 6-sided ratchets into Beyblade X, which is going to be interesting. And this is V, which stands for Vortex. You can see it has like a star shape on the bottom, because this is basically the right spin variant of Cyclone, which comes on Cobalt Dragoon. And it's a starter set, so it comes with a winder launcher with a white ripcord. I probably won't be using it that much. I already have my setup, which I just showed. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Got the trusty scissors. Let me try not to damage the box whatsoever, because again, I do want to save these. Slide it out. That's just a warning. I don't know why they taped that, but we do not need this. And here are the parts inside, very neatly packaged. Alright, I'll be right back. It seems they changed the plastic for the packaging here. This is Takara Tomy, this is the Asian release, but this plastic here is very different from, I think it is at least. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since I unboxed a Takara Tomy starter set, but here is the launcher. Just black and white. Interesting choice. Kind of disappointed it's not blue at all, but we do have a blue launcher. I imagine they'll release a blue and white one down the line at some point. It does come with a nice white ripcord though, which you can pair with the blue one from the original Stadium set, at least. And here are the parts in all their glory, starting with the bit. Let me zoom in a bit, see if it'll focus. So again, this is Vortex, which is basically a right spin version of Cyclone from Cobalt Dragoon. I have Cyclone here just to compare the two. You can see that they're going in opposite directions. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus on these. There we go. go. So yeah, it's basically just Cyclone in reverse. And again, Cyclone is basically just left flat from the Metal Fight generation. I don't remember if there was ever a right, sorry. Excuse me. I don't know if there was ever a right spin version of left flat in Metal Fight, but we have one now. So this is going to be very aggressive, not much stamina, just like Cyclone, I imagine. But it does have good burst resistance since it is an attack type bit. So I'll do some testing with it, see how that works. One of the more interesting parts here is the ratchet. This is 660, standard height ratchet. The first one with 6 protrusions here. So we finally get 6 introduced into Beyblade X, and this is a pretty thin ratchet actually. I'm not sure how this is going to work with, especially like a 3-sided blade. I imagine it's going to be quite aerodynamic though. It is pretty light in comparison to something like 560 or 760. It's right in the middle of those two, yet it's much thinner than both of them. So that is pretty interesting. I do like the colors. It reminds me of almost of the 560 from Unicorn Sting, which was my first Beyblade X Bay. So this is kind of nostalgic for me, I guess. But yeah, this does, I've seen people use it on Golem so far, and it seems to be a pretty good part competitively. So I am excited about that. But here is the main component, the Dran Brave blade. Now I say that, but this is actually 3 different parts. So let me see if I can figure out how to disassemble. I think you're actually supposed to use the bit as the assembly tool. There we go. That is so cool. Because I started with Metal Fight Beyblade where they had assembly tools included with the bays. So it's just an extra bit of plastic that you really only used when you wanted to customize. But here, it's actually part of the bay. That is very smart. So yeah, these are the 3 separate parts. Let me go ahead and adjust my camera a little bit so you can see. Here are the 3 separate parts. This is the lock chip. This is called Dran, or Dran, however you want to say it. So this is where the first part of the name comes from. It's pretty much like the face bolts, or the... God, I actually forgot what they were called in Burst, and that wasn't that long ago. I mainly remember Metal Fight, but in Metal Fight, the face bolt didn't impact the name at all. But in Burst, we had the... Well, basically the same thing, but it did contribute to the name. So this is pretty much the same thing, only they're all the same shape, basically. They're just this. The only difference is the sticker. So I guess the sticker just determines what it's called. But this is going to be the main blade. This is where most of the contact is going to occur, because this has the metal. And it does come with stickers pre-applied, which I'm not a huge fan of the stickers. That is one thing about Metal Fight I did not like. And one of the things about X that I really liked is that we have had not any stickers so far. But yeah, I mean, as long as they apply them themselves and we don't have to do it ourselves, then I guess I don't really have a problem with that. I don't want to know how long they're gonna last with all the damage, but we'll see. But the shape of the blade seems to be pretty good, at least. It is an attack type, so it's going to have a lot of recoil. And it does look nice with the stickers, though, I'm not going to lie. And it is very reminiscent of Dran's sword. And it is also reminiscent of its namesake, Brave Valkyrie, from Beyblade Burst Sparking. Mostly in the shape and also the color. And this is the assist blade, which is an extra bit of plastic that, as its name says, kind of assists the main blade in attacking. I'm going to be honest, it really does not need to exist. We have seen a lot of breakage issues with these assist blades. So I am kind of nervous about this, having these tall bays with this plastic colliding with metal pieces at high speeds. It's not a great design choice, but we'll see how it holds up. This one is called Slash. Again, it is a tribute to Slash Valkyrie from Beyblade Burst GT. So there are a lot of Valkyrie references with Dran Brave. If you want a full breakdown of all those, Illinuk has a video on that called The Hidden Legacy of Beyblade X or something like that. So what I do want to do, just to see, got my trusty scale here, and I'm going to go ahead and put the blade together, see how this goes. So yeah, you just do that until it locks in. Yeah, it's pretty simple enough. Alright, here's the scale. Let's see how much the whole thing weighs. So this is just the blade. It's coming out to 37.55, which is not bad. It's about slightly above average, I would say. But they're not super heavy, as you would probably expect. So that's a good thing. Unlike the upcoming UX release, Scorpio Spear, which seems to break 39. That's going to be a nightmare to deal with, but we'll see. So putting the bait together, just like that. You already saw me put the blade together, but now we just do it as normal. And there is Dran Brave S660V. So let's do some spin tests and some test battles. Alright, let's do a test launch with Dran Brave and our new CX launcher grip. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Yep, that's pretty much Cyclone. Which again sounds like Medio El Drago. No stamina, as expected. Yeah, that's very, Yeah, it does move kind of erratically, but yeah, because of the shape of the bit. First up, I'm going to put it against Dran's sword. So let's see how it does against the first version. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Okay, it did just barely win that, but it seems like 660 does scrape a bit, which is interesting. Alright, and lost that one. It can hit pretty hard, but... Ooh. Already got some massive damage on the assist blade here. I don't know if you can see that. Wow. Alright, let's try it against Dran Dagger. Okay. I think the weight difference does kind of help. Dran Dagger is a bit lighter. Ooh, nice. That was very nice. Okay. It has more stamina than Dran Dagger, apparently. That's interesting. I'm very scared to do this, but let's try it against Dran Brave. Or, I'm sorry, Dran Buster. I got Brave on the brain. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Okay. It just kind of drained Buster's stamina. Let's try it one more time. Alright. Interesting. There's that one spot of damage on the assist blade that I showed you earlier. Other than that, it's not too bad. But that's going to do it for the unboxing of Dran Brave. Definitely look forward to more CX content. I'm going to be unboxing Wizard Arc and Perseus Dark after this. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later, Bladers.